Hello everyone and welcome to another YachtWay Spotlight. Today I am going to take you on a full thorough walkthrough of this brand new Skipper 38. We're gonna skip over a lot of waves here, but we won't skip over details. Come with me and let's take a look. We're starting our walkthrough all the way from the aft now, and with all the engine room lovers, we are bringing you the heat right from the beginning. This one is powered by Mercury Racing 500 horsepower engines, and you get to speeds exceeding 80 miles an hour. That's right, 80 miles an hour. Once you have slowed down and you're ready to enjoy the day, because wherever you want to go, you will get there within minutes. Once you are at your ultimate anchor spot, you can use this truly oversized aft deck, I want to say, either getting ready to go into the water or coming back from the water. Now, talking about coming back from the water, you have these nice handles that you can use to pull yourself up, as well as you pull this pin up and deploy a ladder. So boom, just like this. Now you have a ladder that you can use to climb in and out of the water. Super simple. Once you're out of the water and you want to rinse yourself down, there's actually a very neat way of getting your shower handle out. So you just push on it and now it pops out. Boom, you pull it. I love the matte black finish. And this is your handheld wand now. And the way it works is, I have a track record of messing up with this. I think this is a... Oh, be careful. Oh, there you go. So now, boom, you can rinse yourself down, or if you want to maybe rinse down the engines, make sure they look brand new, because this boat is brand new. By the way, talking about brand new, if you're interested in buying this boat, it's already listed on YachtWay.com, and if you want to experience it in full 3D, YachtWay is the only platform where you can do that. Now, also on your starboard side, not just you have another skipper, but you also have a power outlet. So if you want to plug in the boat at the dock, you have a 30 amp outlet right here. Right next to that is cleats. So you have one on either side, so super easy, and the pop-up cleats. So when you're on the way, they're nicely stored away. As we continue, all the way in front of your swim deck now is a proper seating area. You step over here. By the way, you also have a step in a dead center. So if you don't want to be, or if you're not too acrobatic, there's a very elegant way of getting over as well. Once you kind of fall down over here, you have a backrest. I mean, you know what I like about it? The top part is slightly angled, so it very naturally contours around your back. Super comfortable. Yeah, I don't feel like I'm working over here when I'm sitting. Also, for your shins, you have this nice little raised area, so it's super comfortable for your feet and for your legs as you sit down over here. I like that. You have a table, so you have two cup holders on either side. What you can also do is fold this one so it becomes smaller. So if you want to get by here, you can easily do that. When you're going full speed, like I mentioned, this goes over 80 miles an hour. You have nice handhelds, so you can hold on to that. Make sure you're not flying anywhere. The only thing that is flying is the boat itself. What you also have is on both sides, you have these storage pins, very nicely finished inside, by the way. You have a drain hole, so even if you keep your water toys here, the water drains away. Also easy access to your speakers, so if you ever need to maintain those, you have access to them. Now, all the way in the back, you have an additional storage that goes across the beam here. There's a button that you just push, and this lifts up. What I love about this place is you have this lining inside, plastic lining. So if you want to maybe keep towels over here and keep them secure, not getting wet, this is a perfect place for that, as well as maybe snorkel gear or whatever you might want to store. Maybe even shoes. Great place for that. Push it down. It's on hydraulic shocks actually. So when you are lifting it up, it's not falling down or anything. It stays nicely secure. Push this all the way down, and like I mentioned, you have an additional storage pin also on your port side. Now what you can do is put the table all the way down like we have it here, put a cushion filler, and now it becomes truly an oversized sunbed. You can easily fit two people laying down here, no problem whatsoever. Also, if you do want to have additional shade, you have these little pole mounts here. So you put two poles out and attach it to the hardtop itself. And now this whole aft deck is nicely shaded. Talking about shaded, underneath the hardtop shade, the first thing that you have is a proper small galley area here to prepare whatever you may really desire. Well, first thing, you have a sink here, and I'm sure you can add here maybe a barbecue and make it really truly a summer kitchen. But otherwise, this is spec'd the way that you can have a prep area here. Put it all the way down if you want to serve any appetizer or anything from here. Great place for that. Underneath is actually where you have a fridge. So you have a pull-out Vitrifigo fridge. You see, this is so brand new. I love the fact that you have this little tray area here. So if you want to put bottles standing up, they're not flying all over the place. Perfect for that. Obviously, you can change the temperature, whatever you like. Push that closed. And what's great is to keep it secure, making sure the drawer is not coming out when you're going full speed. You have these little locks. You just rotate them, boom, the door stays closed. How cool is that? So little neat tricks like that are things that you really have to start thinking when you're going that speed. And talking about that speed, if you want to hold yourself down, making sure you're not flying anywhere, you have a handrail all around, also the galley area. What's great is it's angled, there's no sharp edges, so as you walk around, you're not hitting yourself and hurting yourself. Now, talking about hurting, if you maybe want to listen to the music slightly louder than normal, you can hurt your ears because you have proper subwoofers on either side and also speakers, like I mentioned, around the U-shaped seating in the aft as well. Right in front of it is where the racing starts to take shape, because you have these proper racing seats, and not just seats, but they also act as a great place to stand against and support you. And if you do want to sit down, boom, you just push them and now it becomes a nice seat. Once you sit down, you're really like cocooned into it. And we just came back from the water, and I tell you, not just is it thrilling, but it's comfortable, because these backrest edges, they come and hug you nicely. I mean, I'm like 180 pounds and I have plenty of space on the side of me. So maybe if you're a little bit bigger or if you're a little bit skinnier, you know, it kind of fits everyone. Great for that. And also what's neat is you have this footrest, so you can rest your feet as you sit down. Now, between the front seats, you have this truly an oversized aluminum column here to keep the carbon hardtop in place. And I tell you, this thing stays in place even when you're going at full speed. Talking about full speed, you also have additional speakers here to give you a full experience of the greatest songs that you may want to listen. Also, doesn't go unnoticed that you have an aft-looking camera, so when you're going full speed, you can actually take a look at one of the Garmin displays and see the people sitting behind you and how they're enjoying the ride while you're going full blast. What I would do is I would probably paint this one black. By the way, actually Garmin I think sells black these, so it matches with the hardtop, but you know, that's just me. Also, talking about just me, if you do want to hold yourself down and really worry about yourself, these are extra handles in front of you as well as you sit down. Now, talking about in front of you, this seat is probably the most thrilling seat after the captain's seat. So once again, you can sit down here. You have a nice footrest on a slight angle, so it's extremely comfortable to sit over here. And you know what? Even the bottom of the seat that you sit on, it's moving slightly. So it really takes the shape of the bum of yours and it adjusts to the angles that you might be going. So if you're flying forward or backwards, this one adjusts nicely to that. So great for that. Right in front of you, you have an additional handle. I love how they did this leather-like texture, chrome bar right in the dead center. Storage bin. So if you want to keep all your wallets, your phones, everything stored away, you want to make sure that you keep them in a secure place. You have a Garmin VHF radio in front of you. Also a phone charger. So you have one on either side, keep them nicely secure. This one actually clamps into the whole thing. So if you want, boom, this is how it works. Love that. And right now it's already charging. Two Garmin monitors. These are 16-inch Garmin monitors. You have a Mercury engine control unit right in the dead center. The carbon finish, the matte carbon on the dash itself matches perfectly well with the whole boat itself. Now, once you do shift over to the main seat, to the creme de la creme of the boat, which is the helm seat itself, you're greeted with a nicely leather-wrapped steering wheel, which is column is adjustable, so you can make sure you find your perfect fit. Two cup holders, one on either side, your engine control throttles obviously, and your anchor control, your keys for the engines, bow thruster, And before you even ask, yes, when you're going full speeds, this is too open. I agree with you. And you know what? Skipper agrees with you as well. And for that, what they have done is built a windshield that comes down and protects you while you're going full blast. And this is something that you can adjust to whatever angle you want it to be. So if you do want to let a little bit wind in, you can easily do that. Now, what I do want to do is I want to pop up for a second, because what I really like is how cool the anchor light and the navigation light pole looks in the back. I love the angle that it has, and also the slight resemblance of an S, which matches perfectly and is on brand with Skipper itself. Now, when you are navigating during the night hours, you also have a full-on light bar for a proper floodlight. So wherever you want to go, whatever you want to see, you can definitely see. So from the helm station area, we transition to the bow entertainment area. And the first thing is, actually there's also a cabin down here, a head to be more precise. But in front of that is a seating. So you have 1.5 seats, I want to say. Great view out. Talking about great view out, if you want to have maybe a great dining experience all the way in the bow, not just in the aft, you have that option as well. So you have 4 cup holders integrated into the table itself. And what I love about the tubes is not just you can use them as a great backrest, but when you go back to the dock, you're not really worrying about getting all your fenders out, because you're not worrying about it like you would do on a painted boat. Talking about painted boat, this painted table goes all the way down and becomes a sunbed. So for that, what you do is you have these 2 buttons here. So with the push of a button, voila, this goes all the way down. And there's a cushion filler that you can put on top, which we'll do in a second. And you see how cool that looks. Speed ramp. And now, with some voodoo magic, you pull out your filler cushion. By the way, it has clips underneath, which attach underneath, so we did it in the wrong order. You get the point. So you can have this as a nice sunbed. Now let's test out how large it is. Oh, so, I mean, easily, you can have 1.5 people right next to you. So 3 people nicely lounge here. Great. This is nice. Talking about nice, the 2 things that you didn't notice about this area. And these 2 things are these handlebars right here. So what are these? Well, I'm glad you asked, because this actually is a mega storage that you have underneath. So look at that. So it's on the gas jocks. This is the mechanism now for the table/sunbed stored underneath. Underneath, this is, if you lift this panel up, you have access to your bow thruster. So we'll do that. So you see, now you have bow thruster access here. But otherwise, all your fenders, your boat cover, your 30 amp power cord, your some towels, hoses, everything is nicely stored away. And look at this. Even the interior of the whole storage area is nicely painted, matching the deck paint. What's cool about this boat is actually, if you look at the other Skipper now, the way the anchor attaches to the bow itself, and it sits flush with it. It's not sticking out from the boat or anything. So you never notice it, which is really neat, because oftentimes when you look at the boats, you see the anchor hanging out. Why do you want to see an anchor if you're using it really maybe only 5% of the time? You don't want to see it 95% of the time. I love that. Now, if you do need to use a restroom, then you do not need to go back to the island or to your super yacht. You have it right here. So underneath this lid is a door. Well, this is a door with a handle that you can use to pull close from inside. You also have a handlebar here. So if you want to lock it up from inside or open it, you have this for that. Now to get in, you just duck down. Yeah, just like this. And I mean, you can stand up here while the door is open. By the time you get here, you most likely want to sit. You have a sink right in front of you with LED lighting in the back. Creates this very nice floating effect. You have a, not just a faucet, you also have a shower handle. So this, once again, pushes in, tucks away when not in need. Boom, just like this. You have a little storage bin underneath. System accesses right here, and a freshwater pump underneath this cabinet. You can obviously use this one to maybe store your towels. You know, maybe even, I would add maybe shelves over here. So if you want, you know, maybe you can do that. But I mean, otherwise, it's really nicely finished. And I have to say, this is now, I think, a third skipper that we're on, and we're creating, well, YachtWay is creating content for them. And I tell you, the quality of this boat has increased over the last, I want to say 14 months, which was the last time. You know what? No, this was exactly a year ago that we reviewed a skipper, and this boat, it feels like a night and day. Incredible. The quality of everything is super nicely done. The caulking work, everything has improved. It's like a truly night and day. Talking about night and day, you can manage all your systems or your electronics from behind this panel as well. Just like this. And your breaker panel. So your C-zone for your switchings, for your lights, for your pumps, right here, and your breaker panel. And I love how the fuse box, everything is nicely actually labeled, so you can tell exactly, horn is number 15. So boom, if you need to come in, this is a horn. So very nicely laid out, super simple. Also, you have a toilet paper holder here and access to your freshwater tank behind this lead as well. So there you go. This is the interior of the Skipper 38. Alrighty, well, the only thing left to do now is to take this monster out and test it out. First thing, as I'm heading out now from the infamous Haulover Inlet, I love the fact that you can put the window down, because being in Intercoastal, nice to get a little breeze in, but I know that we're gonna go fast. So why don't we just close this thing up? Let's do vessel control. We are doing fuel consumption, fuel flow. Okay, right now, when we're going, what, 9, 10 miles an hour, we're doing 3.3 gallons an hour, so nothing. Pick up some speed over here. A lot of current in Haulover Inlet. Now, there's a way of driving Haulover Inlet. And a lot of people making mistakes over here. And here's why. Well, because first of all, they're in a dead center. You're not in a dead center when you head out from here. You have to stay on the side of it. And when you go out, you have to commit to it. You cannot slow down because you get scared of seeing a couple of wakes over here. No. When you see wake, you hit it. And you don't stay in a center. Once you're out from the inlet, you make a right. Because otherwise, it's a washing machine here. Alrighty. We're out. Rock and roll. So, 38 miles an hour already, 40 miles an hour. If you want to see the cameraman's hair right now, 500, Mercury 500s, like I mentioned before. Great engines. I love the torque that you have with them and the sound they make. Ooh, buddy. The footrest down here is actually super comfortable when you're standing up, and the window, how does it help? It's unbelievable. 41 miles an hour. This is not just a step hole, it has 4 step hole. There's some nice rolling waves, nothing too crazy today, so we can really test the performance. There's nobody who's gonna really catch up with us. We're doing already 50 miles an hour. How do I feel? Super comfortable. You can easily ride it. We can trim up a little bit over here. You can easily take this to Bahamas all day long. I mean, it's a monster in the water now. You know the name Skipper? It literally skips over the wake. Skips over it. Like a monster though. You feel like you're on springs, you know? Alrighty, so what we want to test out over here is, let's try to test up some speed. God, I love that now. 58 miles an hour. 65 miles an hour. There's so much still travel in the throttle. I mean, come on. We can trim now a little bit. 67. It's unbelievable. The way it rides through the waves and the way it lands, how soft the landing is. Fuel consumption, forget about the fuel consumption. You should never worry about it when you're buying this kind of boat. We're doing 46 miles an hour. You're doing 19 gallons per hour per engine. Okay, let me slow down, but if you're on a market for a fast boat that is a reef, perhaps a Superyacht tender, we have the Superyacht over there right behind us, you should 100% look into this boat, because this is an adrenaline that has taken a lot of adrenaline pills. this was a full thorough walkthrough of the Skipper 38. If you like this video and if you like to see this boat in full 3D, then visit YachtWay.com. It is the most modern yacht listing platform in the entire world and the only platform where you can actually explore boats in 3D like it's 2025, not 1995. As always, if you like video, then hit the like button. If you want to see more videos just like this, hit the subscribe button down below. If you have any ideas, suggestions, or thoughts about this boat, leave them in the comment section down below. As always, thank you for watching. We will catch you next Sunday. Cheers.